When you think about healthy boundaries, whether on the therapeutic side of your relationship with your client, on the business side of your relationship with your client, have you ever thought of them as a gift that you give to your clients? Because it is. Relationships are a way of saying, this is what it takes to be in a healthy relationship. This is kind of the rules about how I operate. And if you want to be in a relationship with me, I'll go ahead and tell you kind of what the rules are for dealing with me so that you can make an informed decision about whether you want to be in a relationship with me. Here's an example from my personal life. I figured out some years ago that I don't like having conversations that involve a lot of numbers after about 9 o'clock at night. I'm great with words, but numbers are some work for me. So after about 9 o'clock at night, the numbers processing part of my brain sort of shuts down. Now I could keep that to myself. It's nobody's business as long as I know that it's true. What difference does it make? Well, it's helpful if I share this boundary with my husband so that when he tries to have a conversation with me after 9 o'clock about boundaries, he knows why that's not going well. He knows why I'm being snippy and short tempered. He knows why I'm not really listening to him, that it's not something he did, and that I'm not choosing to be an ass. It's just that after 9 o'clock, I don't want to have a conversation about our bank accounts. I don't want to have a conversation about budgets. I don't want to have a conversation about the costs of things like flights and vacations. I don't even want to have a conversation about flight numbers and dates because they're numbers. It's just after 9 o'clock, I can't. So I told him that. And sometimes he forgets and will start trying to have this conversation with me. And I'll just look at him and say, honey, what time is it? And he'll look at the clock and go, never mind, we'll have this conversation tomorrow. I told him what my limits are. I told him what it takes to be in a good relationship with me because it's just a fact. I don't deal with them well after 9 o'clock. I gave him that gift so that he's not operating in the dark. When you establish your boundaries, which is the truth about you and how you operate and what you need, and you share that with somebody, you are being a little bit vulnerable by saying, this is who I am, but you are also offering them a gift. I'm going to explain to you what it takes to work well with me so you don't have to guess. So you don't have to do trial and error to figure out what the limits are so that you know in advance if I'm somebody you can work with or not. It's a gift to share with somebody your honest boundaries. So if you're prone to thinking of them as walls that you put up around yourself, maybe change your perspective because you're just telling somebody the truth about who you are. If you think, I need to be flexible on my boundaries to make other people happy, well, now you're confusing them because you're telling them it's one thing, but you're behaving in a different way. That's not a gift. Think about relationships you've been in where somebody said they like to be treated this way, but then they didn't respond well when you treated them that way, where they kept changing up the rules. It's not a gift to set boundaries and then be all wishy-washy with them because that's just confusing. Figuring out what your boundaries are and sharing them with somebody and then being consistent in the application of them is a gift that you give to anyone you want to be in a relationship with, professional or otherwise, or anybody that might want to be in a relationship with you. Think about boundaries that way. My name's Kelly Bowers, and I write and teach about the business of massage and am a retired massage therapist myself.